felt if I left, then I was leaving a lot of regret and a lot of doubt, and I didn't want to leave on that note, just knowing like, hey, I still have more left in the tank. I feel like we have a lot to prove, and just from this team, everybody took that approach to be able to just say like, we got to put Arkansas back on the map. We got to get back to the old Arkansas, how it used to be back in the days, and just everybody come in with that grit and that toughness and that hungriness.
I don't even remember really a lot about what happened in 2019, but I remember you came to school here in 2019. But that feels like a decade ago.
It does. It does feel like I've been in college for a long time.
You feel like
it does.
You feel like it was a lifetime ago. Like you had this whole other life, and you've been here for a long time.
Especially going through all these fall campuses, feel like I don't know if I can do it no more.
Yeah.
This is my year to do big and great things. Destined to be great. Put on for the state.
What do you remember about your first year here, and just like what you were thinking and what it was like when you got here?
It was electric. I mean, just looking around the stadium and this field and people hollering your name and calling Hogs and stuff. So it was pretty electric, pretty fun, and also surreal. Like it felt like I was in a game or a dream or something like. So once everything kind of settled down, then I was like, I'm supposed to be here.
But is there one or two things that really stand out? Like, have you thought about it in camp this year? Like, man, I remember back when I first started, I was like, now you have all this experience and you kind of know what's happening. What's different?
I would say time is different for sure. The timing of everything, but from the first year to now, like everything was just hitting me so fast, like I couldn't quite grasp like college and college speed and everything. And to now, just me being experienced, being around the game, being in the game, I kind of slowed it down for myself and understand what's going on and stuff like that. So the thing that I tell freshmen that coming in is if the quicker way to find a way to slow the game down for you, the better off you'll be and the more confident you'll be and comfortable you'll be. So that was just the hardest part for me trying to go from high school, first year going to college to now was trying to slow the game down.
A lot's changed. You know, Chad Morris was the coach when you got here. Obviously, Coach Pittman came. Kendall Browse was the OC for basically your playing career. You played a couple of times, you know, before Kendall, but as a freshman. But now you've got a new offensive coordinator, and you've had all this experience with another one. So what has it been like with Coach Enos? How has that sort of changed this experience for you going into your senior year?
It's been fun. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I mean, like you said, all the coaching changing everything. In my mind, I take it as adversity steps. Like me just being able to overcome adversity, knowing that this is a business. So whoever comes in, I want to fill them out, they fill me out, and then just work accordingly. But Coach Enos has been fun. I mean, just the system he's brought in, I mean, it's beneficial to me to help me go to the next level and be aware of what things I might see at the next level and play calls and different routes and stuff like that, same terminology. So it's been really fun, and just being in his system is also great for quarterbacks as well.
Just being able to just accept the adversity, the change, the new system, new offense, just new coaching style. So just being able to just accept it, and it's been fun so far. So I'm just enjoying and embracing every moment of it.
Here's things that don't change, right? These never change. How many hands do I have on the ball? 2. Where are my eyes always? Up, here we go. Same thing, now I'm gonna have to what? Flip throw, here we go.
When you found out about the transition, was there some anxiety? Like, oh man, I know all this stuff, now I gotta learn new things.
It was excitement as well though, because it was more like who Coach Pittman gonna bring in. That was the anxiety part, like is he gonna bring in the guy that can run I formation? Is he gonna bring in the guy that run wing T? Like, so it's just all type of emotions and anxiety going through, but once Coach Enos came in and he was kind of giving me the breakdown of the quarterbacks he had in the league, so I'm like, okay. And then once he broke his system down, I was like, okay, this is the right guy for me. This is what I need.
You can run any of that, though. I mean, you would have been fine in the wing T.
Nah, I don't know about the wing T.
So what has Coach Enos brought in that has been different or exciting for you?
Sense of urgency. Like, he's always harping on urgency. So his coaching style is, he's a very serious guy. Very passionate about football, love coaching, and just his sense of urgency. He always just ahead of everything. Like, he always want to be 2 steps ahead and be prepared. I mean, his preparation is through the roof. I mean, the way he prepares for the script on this day or on a scrimmage day or a game, so like it's always his preparation and sense of urgency.
Hit, come on, run. Run, one through. Good. Hit, come on, run. There you go. Come on, keep your feet off the bags.
He's got a couple of well-known quarterbacks on his resume, just to name Tua and Jalen Hurts as a couple of guys, you know, when he was at Alabama as the quarterbacks coach. Did you look into any of that and some of the quarterbacks he had coached before he got here?
I did. Coach Pittman had told me like before it was like announced publicly. He was like, this guy, he's like a quarterback guy. I mean, he got guys in the league and stuff. So once he sent me the list of all the names, then okay, I went to looking back at old film and seeing how they footwork and everything like this. So I knew there was something I needed to be elite and go to the next level, just working on my footwork and everything and becoming a quarterback.
Kind of a nice fit if you think about, obviously you want to be great here. You want to have a great senior year. We've seen some of that on Hogs Plus, but to think about taking that next step, I mean, how has the offense changed? How has it helped you open up more of your game?
From my standpoint, the offense just being able to be a quarterback, like I said, give you more freedom at the position to be able to re-ID mic protections and things of that, like check runs and things that you're seeing on Sunday that NFL guys do. I'm doing it now in college, so I feel like it's giving me a head start or a boost. So when I do get to the next level, I'm already knowing these things, what to do and what not to do. So, I mean, it just give you that sense of urgency, that drive, that motivation to know like, hey, I'm on the right track to being able to, when I do take that next step, whenever it may be, I'll be ready.
What kind of KJ do we have this year? Do we still have that run-pass guy, pass-run, however you want to describe it? Or are we less run? Or
I actually was thinking of that so far these couple days of fall camp, like I haven't just really like ran a lot and like took off running. Like I feel like I'm training myself and building habits to where I'm keeping my eyes downfield, trying to stay in the pocket and throw balls and deliver balls rather than just getting out of the pocket and just trying to create something and just playing on my athleticism. So I feel like I'm training myself and building good habits of being able to be a quarterback.
Yeah, you threw the ball well last year. I mean, you had about 2,700 yards in passing, 24 touchdowns through the air, only 5 interceptions. You threw the ball pretty well. Do you feel like your passing game has improved going into your senior year?
It has. I mean, each and every year, I feel like I progressed. And also, my biggest thing is the touchdown interception ratio. Like I love taking care of the ball. I mean, that's one of the things I build myself off of, taking care of the ball. So I try to limit as many turnovers that I can and try to stack up the touchdowns and running the ball and passing yards.
He's gonna throw, he's gonna loop it, DeBinion, touchdown Arkansas! DeBinion out of the backfield, that was easy, 15 yards and a score.
Of your time here, just your experience, you've gotten better and better and better. What was some of the defining moments for you that taught you something, if you can think of them off the top of your head, maybe just one even? Has there been a defining moment that you got better from? Maybe it was a mistake, maybe it was a moment, maybe it was you didn't, win a game that came down to the end.
Defining moment to me, right off the top of my head is the COVID year. I would say the COVID year. Me thinking it's my turn to be the guy, and then they bring Felipe in, so that right there kind of set me back from a mental standpoint. Like, do they have faith in me? Do they have confidence in me or not? And why did they bring him in? It was like a lot of mixed emotions, but I mean, prayed about it, took it one day at a time, and I started to realize like, my time is not yet, it's not my time yet. It's some growing pains I had to go through. So when Felipe did come in, I kind of learned from him and soaked up all the knowledge, and then when my opportunity presented itself, I knew I was gonna be ready for that time to come, so.
Yeah, that's a big one. Because it doesn't always work like we think, and it's hard, right? Sometimes to get through that, but you got better from it.
Yeah.
When you go into the locker room now, so when you walk in there from the players' lounge, the way it's set up, you got senior row on your left, and that first locker, because you've been here 4+ years, is reserved for who? Who's that first locker go to?
It's the main guy.
Yeah, you've seen that, right? Your whole time here.
Yeah.
Now, when you walk in that locker room, that first locker is yours.
Yeah.
What kind of sense do you get when you see that? What is that feeling? of responsibility.
It's more like a goal. I mean, just from 2019, watching the guys, because I mean, actually they signed it. Like they got their signature in the locker. So Scooter got his name in it, Grant got his name in it, and then I signed my name in it as well. So I mean, it's like one of those Mount Rushmore type deals. Like I'm in this locker for a reason. Like I know guys that played before me, they was the guys, and now it's my turn to like carry the torch. So it's a pretty fun moment.
So that locker goes to the dude, like the guy that said, I will assume that responsibility. Yeah. How did you know that? How did you find out that was going to be your locker this year?
I didn't actually. So I walked in and I knew it was gonna be on the senior row, but I didn't know like where, cause I mean, so I walked in, I was looking for my locker, and then as I walked down and I seen it, I'm like, oh, they put me in the locker right here. So I kind of opened it up, and then I seen all the guys' signature and bumper name also in there too. So I kind of seen it, and it just kind of meant something to me right then. Like all the guys in here, it's a big responsibility. The team look up to this person right here in this locker, and when things go wrong and when things go right, they still look to you to be able to come up with an answer. So
nobody needed to talk to you about it, did they?
No, not at all.
I didn't need to sit down, hey man, we're gonna need you to make sure you step up.
Not at all.
So you already knew that.
Yes, sir.
And you've been doing that already.
Yes, sir.
What have you learned about that? About what's it mean to be, we go all the way back to 2019, think about the progression. Like, what have you learned about being a leader?
The vocal part, knowing what to say and when to say it. I mean, that's the main takeaway I take from it, is knowing what to say and when to say it. I mean, every time somebody talk or relay a message, it might not be for their right timing, and it's all about timing as well. Like whatever you say at that particular moment, some might hear it, some might not hear it, but at a time where it's needed to be said, you have to say it right then and there to gain everybody's attention. So just being able to know what I'm saying, what to say and when to say it, and make sure you gain everybody's attention. You have the floor, make sure everybody paying attention to what you're saying so everybody get that message and we all on one accord.
Hold that team ready! Hold that team ready! X time! O, G, F,
How difficult was that? Like
it was extremely difficult because I was one of those guys that wanted to lead by example, and also from a vocal standpoint, like I mean, I'm one of those guys that I pull you to the side like, hey, this would talk to you like that, rather than addressing the whole team. Now I have no problem with addressing the whole team because I've grown in a way that I know I'm the guy and I know everybody's gonna listen to me. So I just gotta take it one day at a time and take it, at full force and know that, hey, guys are gonna respect me, guys are gonna listen to me. So also just take pride in it and knowing that it's a responsibility.
I think, one of the challenging parts of doing that is when you are that guy, it's easy for you to mess up and now you're asking people to do these things, but you were late. Yep. Or you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. Did you sense that? I mean, was that part of it? Like, man, I gotta hold myself to a certain standard if I'm gonna try to lead.
Of course, I mean, and it's always good to have guys around you that also abide by the same standard and hold themselves to a high expectation as well. Because I does have my days where I'm slacking or I'm walking off the field or I'm jogging to a station when I need to be sprinting to a station and a guy get on like, hey KJ, pick it up, like, and I'm okay, I got you, and I'm heading straight to it because I know they're holding me to a higher standard and they got a high expectation as well. And me being the leader, sometimes leader does make mistakes, and having a guy or a teammate or the team address like, hey KJ, you need to pick it up. Today want your best day. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. So always having a teammate or guys around you like that to want to see you be successful in the leader role is always good to have.
What's the hardest part about leading? Is it calling somebody out? Is it?
Of course, I mean, calling somebody out, making tough decisions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of key factors that play into the leadership role that a lot of guys that kind of veer away from it rather than taking it on and learning from it, using it as a learning tool. But those calling somebody out, your best friend calling him out, or addressing the team when stuff ain't going right, or it's just all making decisions, like I said, making big time decisions that's gonna affect some people or groups. So it's always those little things.
Do you enjoy that? Have you come to enjoy being a leader?
I have. Actually, it's actually quite fun, quite interesting to be in a leadership role because a lot of guys look up to you, and those guys are not gonna judge you. They know that you want what's best for them. So just being able to have a group of guys that come in and they put their trust in you, and you trust them back. So it's kind of a big thing, just going back and forth, like a bonding type deal.
I think people maybe debate whether somebody's a born leader. You know, I think some people say there are no born leaders. You might have like the abilities to do things that leaders do, but you got to build who that's going to be coming out of you, right? Yeah. What do you think has prepared you to be a leader throughout your life? What are some things or some people?
Just adversity. Like I said, my mom, like just watching her, and like when I say my mom was always in my corner. I always never missed the game except when she got sick and stuff like that. So I watched her go through that. But also like the neighborhood that I grew up in, it was like a village kind of raised me, like basically like, so where I'm from, like everybody just always knew that I was gonna be the one to do big things. So they made sure I wasn't in trouble, made sure if my mom said I had to be at home for the street light, come on, let's go, we gotta get you to the house. Like, so it was always the people around me, the neighborhood, my family, my support system, and then just my mom just kind of was the person I kind of looked up to for their leadership role, just because she was always telling me, like she was always molding me, but it was kind of like, I took it like she was always getting on me about this. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. But now as I look back on it, she was actually building me up to be the natural born leader that I am.
We've heard from Coach Pittman on the culture of this program, what he demands that it is, what he's built, and how you guys become a really tight-knit team. What's the culture from your perspective? Like, what would you describe as a leader of this team? How would you say this team is and what the culture is?
It's different for sure. I mean, we're a very, very, very talented group, but we're also different in some ways. We're a lot different. We're a lot younger team, but the youngerness that we have with the team is also hunger too. We're a lot hungrier than I see from my point of view, we're a lot hungrier this season rather than the years that I've been here. Like we feel like we have a lot to prove rather than just a little bit or a couple games. I feel like we have a lot to prove, and just from this team, everybody took that approach to be able to just say like, we got to put Arkansas back on the map. We got to get back to the old Arkansas, how it used to be back in the days, and just everybody coming with that grit and that toughness and that hungriness.
Shovel pass, Sanders got a lot of room. 73 yards, and just like that, the Hogs are back in business.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed, Chuck.
Tell me about the offensive line. You get two guys that came back.
Oh yeah, Bo and Brady, that's my guys. I mean, just having those two guys coming back was a big plus for us. Just two guys that unbelievable. They're leaders in their room. They make sure they are teaching the young guys, bring the young guys along. And like I said, they played in a lot of games, so they know what to expect. They can teach the young guys like, hey, this is what you're gonna get, this is what you're facing. So just being able to have those two guys up front, I mean, it lift a huge burden on us.
What about not having five guys back? That's a challenge, right?
It is.
Everything starts up front. You can be the best quarterback in the country, but if you don't have any time or...
Yeah, of course, it's always different not having five returning guys come back and guys that played a lot of ball. So, I mean, it's always different, but knowing that those guys, watching those guys work, I mean, just that builds confidence over the time. So just me building confidence in those guys and those guys building confidence in me, just be able to sit back there and go do what I need to do. So just having those, like I said, having Bo and Brady up there, their veteran and their leadership, I mean, just helping grooming those guys and maturing.
We're coming along sharp. I mean, everybody's grasping onto the new offense really well from last season. So just being able to just keep focusing and just doing stuff, the little details on your own. Just so going home, studying film, studying your playbook. So the next day you come in, you know what you got going. So just being able, when we got to do corrections, we already know what's ahead of us.
Your reputation is you like to work, like you watch film.
Yeah.
Tell me about your lifestyle as a quarterback when it comes to what you're doing to help your team be successful, outside of just practice.
Recovery. I mean, taking care of my body. I'm a big nap guy. I like to take naps. Sleep is most important for me. Also, like you said, film. Maybe hitting guys up. Hey, look, come in and watch film with me. Let's pick each other's brain. Let's see what you see and see do we see the same thing, or getting in, just tossing the ball around. Just, not even just doing a full workout, just tossing the ball around, getting to know each other better. So just being able to do just the small details that eventually it will show up on Saturdays that, hey, those guys are in sync. Those guys got a chemistry going. Those guys their timing is unstoppable. So just doing little details like that to help build up to a massive thing.
Is that helping with the receivers?
It is. Receivers, tight ends, running back. I try to get all of them in whenever I throw, and the quarterbacks too. I try to get everybody in as one, so we're all one big unit when we're out there on the field.
You feel like that helps? I mean, have you seen?
It does. A lot of guys, the young guys that are mature a whole lot, just being able to just come in on those off days and really see what goes in. Like, okay, we really working in here today. We really getting time and steps down, depth. We pushing our depth. We knowing the situation. We knowing it down the distance. So it helped those young guys kind of mature and build themselves up in confidence-wise.
You mentioned naps. Like that might sound lazy to some people, but sleep is important, like especially to recovery, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some people might be jealous, but you take naps because it's something you got to do. What's a nap for you look like? Like how long? When are we taking it? Can we fall asleep at any time?
So I can fall asleep at any time, but for me, when I take a nap, it'll be between around 12 to like, I set my alarm, so like 1:15.
Wait, so we're in your nap time right now? We're beating into your nap time right now?
It really is. Yeah, that's Kyle's fault. We're gonna blame Kyle.
Yeah, man.
We're blaming
Kyle
Kyle.
Parkinson.
Yeah,
executive producer of Hogs.
He just don't care. Kyle don't care.
Coordinating, overseeing producer.
Yeah.
He's got a job to do too. He doesn't get to take naps.
Yeah, but now, I mean, now it's pretty about 12:30 or 1:15, somewhere in there. I try to at least
You got your routine.
A little bit in. I mean, sometimes the routine get thrown off a little bit, so I kind of like just go get treatment. And
Can you do it during the season too? Can you nap? I can. Most days you take a nap.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like if I don't take a nap, then it's like I'm not as focused and locked in as I should be, because I'm like I didn't get that nap, so it's like I'm trained and tired. But once I get that nap and then I'm energized, I'm focused, I'm locked in.
Is it difficult for you or for guys like you to stay locked in on things like I gotta drink this much water, I gotta take a nap, I probably shouldn't go to the movies with my friends, I probably shouldn't go out and do whatever. To be a football player instead of enjoy some of the things that come with being QB1. Like you can go out there and get a lot of attention, have a lot of fun, live a college life.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's very difficult. I mean, but like I said, my mama kind of molded me to that in life, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices to get where you wanna go or go. So those things I kind of matured kind of early. I had to grow up really early just to be able to understand, like, I know it's times where I wanna go out and just hang with my friends and be KJ and just, I ain't gotta worry about football. But it's those things that I know my dreams are, my goals are, I gotta get it up some days. I gotta get it up sometimes, or a couple weekends I'm not going out. I'm in the crib, I'm doing what I gotta do. So just being able to just knowing your limit and knowing when to shut it down and shut it off and make those sacrifices.
Talk about your mom. I know that she is a diehard Razorback fan. I heard a story about Missouri State. Mom was creeping up on the bench or what?
Yeah, she was. I wasn't having a good game, and then she just came down behind the bench and was like, "Hey, you need to get it together. You need to focus up and play to your full potential that I know you can play at." So she's my biggest critic, and she knows when something's wrong and something is not right.
She's harder than you than Coach Pittman.
Yeah, for sure.
Who are you more afraid of?
My mom, for sure. My mom, Coach Pittman kind of take it easy on, but my mom, she gonna give it the straight hard truth.
We've heard so much about your mom. I mean, it's all over ESPN, SEC Network. We've talked about it before. Yeah. But man, it's fortunate, huh?
Yeah.
To have somebody like that that's taught you so many things. So I saw Coach Pittman walk up to you at practice one time.
I love you for staying with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Why did you come back?
Because I mean, I knew I wasn't done.
Pro already.
I felt if I left, then I was leaving a lot of regret and a lot of doubt, and I didn't want to leave on that note, just knowing like, hey, I still had more left in the tank to finish at Arkansas. So, and injuries kind of happened last season where I didn't get to play in some big games that I wanted to play in and express myself. And I mean, just coming up short in some games, like I said, just expressing myself and those things kind of weighing down on me. So just me being able to come back and I can just truly try to have a healthy season and being able to give my guys a shot and have fun this season, knowing this is my senior season, just having fun and let it all hang out.
What are some things you want to get done this year that you've kind of set out as a team, personally, whatever that?
From a team standpoint, I mean, leadership-wise, I want to be able to have my leadership be contagious, so it trickle down to other guys that kind of not vocal, make them come out of their shell and be more vocal, or if they're already vocal, overly be vocal. So that's from a team standpoint, and for me, it's just being the best I can be, just being KJ. I mean, just being, just like I said, let it all hang out and just rock out and have the best year that you ever had. And also just from a goal standpoint, I know I'm on the verge to some records. So trying to get that accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, you're like a little over 1,000 yards away from Matt Jones' record.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen Matt Jones like YouTube highlights? Crazy, huh?
Yeah, fast too.
Crazy, like sneaky fast. Yeah. Like you think the dude has an angle and he ain't got no angle, but you're fast too. But to me, your stats should be compared to another, what I would call all-purpose quarterback, a run, threat, not somebody just throws the ball. I mean, you've been asked to run the ball. Like we talked about your passing stats. I mean, last year you rushed for 640 yards and 9 touchdowns, but you're 1,100 yards away from Matt's records. That's something that.
Yeah, that's always something I try to look at.
Total offensive yards.
Yeah, that's something I always try to look at. Just from high school, just being able to, want to chase records and get my name in the record books and be remembered forever. And there's something now looking at this season, knowing that I'm on the verge to doing big things here. I want to be able to be in the record books and be remembered forever too.
Jefferson off play action, gonna throw deep, right sideline. Burt's open at midfield, he's got it. Burt's is gonna go. Traylon down the sideline, touchdown Arkansas. 85 yards and the Hogs strike big.
So when you watch film with Coach Enos and going back to sort of him being the offensive coordinator and kind of bringing some new things in. What are you looking for in you and to get better?
The way I watch film, I'm still figuring out. I'm still critiquing myself on what I'm supposed to be looking at rather than watching it. Like anybody can just go watch it and be like, oh, okay, we can attack. But really dissecting it and understanding what the defense is trying to do. Are they trying to disguise anything? What front are they in? How's the Mike backer calling this? How are they playing this? So really dissecting and diving deep into it and critiquing myself.
I mean, so right here we got the mesh concept going on. So like you said, bringing the running back in, nobody goes with him, so we know it's gonna be zone. So at that point, we know we got the mesh concept, so we know the shallow is gonna sit outside the tackle box. And then we know the middle hook is what we always wanna work because the shallow is gonna pull one of the backers down, and the middle hook is gonna be right behind him.
So, having been in the SEC, I mean, I think it's the toughest league in the country. I mean, there's good football players in every league, but the size of the linemen, the speed of the linebackers, I mean, if you're looking at it from what you're going against as a quarterback, what have you learned about playing in the SEC that you think will help you as a senior?
Physical and mental toughness. I mean, each and every week is always a task and always a thing that you gotta be able to showcase your talent. I mean, you're on a big stage, national stage. Everybody's watching you. Everybody loves the SEC. So being able to just go out there and showcase your skill set, and then just also showing that you're physically tough and also mental tough when things are not going right for you or for the team. I mean, just showing that. Always reflect back on your preparation and stuff. So,
as you reflect back and look forward, what have you learned from Coach Pittman, and how has this been for your career to have him as a coach?
It's been fun. I mean, each and every day I come in the building, I mean, we're always joking, or he'll come in the meeting and kind of stop the meeting and just say a couple of jokes and stuff. So it's been fun just being around Coach Pittman, to have him as my coach. Been really exciting, and then just him giving life lessons. I mean, also just take away from the football aspect and just apply it to life, just being competitive, being able to work, having blue-collar mentality in the workforce and in the real world. So it's been able to have a coach like Coach Pittman been a huge blessing.
He likes to joke. He's got a bunch of dad jokes. That's what we would call them in today's world. Grandpa jokes maybe, and don't tell him I said that. But you like to joke more than he does. Yeah, like you're constantly joking. Why are you always joking so much?
That's just me. Like that's just my personality. Like, if like my mom was in here, right? Like if you interview my mom, like she the same way, like goofy, love to joke, play. Like my family is just like that, so it just trickled down to me. Like we always love to joke, have a good time, and just lighten up the mood, brighten people's day.
It's one of your qualities. I mean, it makes it easier, I think, to get serious too. Like,
Yeah,
you
for
can,
sure.
you can take the edge off a little
Yeah.
bit, but you're like, oh, okay, hey, let's.
Yeah, I know when to turn it off, when to turn it on, and then also trickle in a little bit.
So when you're done playing football here, when your career's over at Arkansas, how do you hope people will remember KJ Jefferson?
Just a fun, outgoing, passionate, hard worker. I mean, like I said, I'm humble as well. I mean, extremely humble. Love to make people day. When I see them out in public or anybody asks for a picture or autograph, I'm always quick to sign it, only because you never know what that person's going through, and they might look to you as a superhero, and just being able to make that person's day and make their life better and know that somebody's out there that care for them. So, I mean, I love to do things like that. So, I mean, like I said, humble, passionate, outgoing, and hard worker.
When you're running the ball, do you like to run away from people or run over people?
It depends on the angle that you're coming from and how tight the space is as well. It just depends. And the mentality, like, if we kind of like need a spark or anything, then I'm gonna run you over. But if it's like one of them things like it's there, like, I mean, I'm not trying to get hit for sure, but if it's just one of them things where I need to get my guys going, get pumped up, and get some momentum going, then if we're in a tight space, then it's one-on-one.
Do you ever consider like how big that person is?
Not at all.
You just
not at all. It's me versus you. Like, you gotta make a business decision at that point. So I mean, my mind already made up. Once I'm running the ball and I see my mind already made up. It's up to you to make your mind up.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. It normally work like that.
So you're big enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. I mean, it's never when I'm like, you know what, he's too big to me. Like, it's always like, if we in a tight space now, I'm gonna see. We're gonna see. May the best man win.
In the gun, gets the snap, rolling left, gonna keep it. Jefferson leaps at the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! Touchdown, Arkansas! 6 yards out. That's a big 6-5.